Hey guys, Hopkine here, and I'm back with my dating tips. And today I just wanted to show you guys that I finally learned how to wear my microphone the right way. Remember back then the wires were running across my waist and all that stuff, and it was just very distracting. So because I've been doing a couple of interviews, I learned how to totally wear a microphone properly. So today we are going to talk about something that I talked about with a couple of people on the weekend. I had a group of people and we were talking, and we had this very interesting topic that I felt I needed to share with you guys before I tell you about my habitual stalker in the next video. So yeah, what are we talking about? We're talking about why it's so much harder to find a relationship or stay in a relationship the older you grow. And for me, the older you grow, I call maturing after 27. I feel like once you've reached your late 20s, you start to mature. You see, when we were younger, it was so much easier for us to get into relationships. Would just be like, okay, and you're not looking at a total standard. I'm not talking to all those people that got married very young and, they kissed one frog and they found their Prince Charming. I'm talking about the general millennial experience for most people. You don't just kiss one frog, you kiss many before you get to your Prince Charming. So back then we're more open, we were exploring. You don't really care if someone drives, you don't really care how much money they have in their pocket, you don't care if this is someone you want to have a child with. Like, it's just different. You're just young, you're just experiencing life, and for that reason it's so much easier to get someone, because a lot of people are not really committed. They are not they are not looking for commitment. It's just like being online. When you change your profile from a long-term relationship to short-term relationship, you get all these people that are actually wanting to experience you. But the older you grow and you get a more deeper mindset and you understand life, now, like I've said in a couple of my videos, us women are receivers. The more you allow into you, physically or even figuratively, metaphorically, you're still attracting a lot of bad energy into you. And as a woman of a particular age, I feel like there's a lot more that goes into my mind before I say this is the person who I want to be with. First of all, there has to be a physical attraction. I never used to believe in that stuff. I don't even know about belief. I never had those standards. It was just like, oh, this person really likes me. You know what? Let's see where it goes. And now it's a totally different thing. There has to be a physical attraction, number one. There has to be an intellectual attraction as well. I used to think I really don't like funny guys, because in the past, everyone that said they were funny were literally the unfunniest people. But now I actually like someone who makes me laugh, and I just laugh my head off, because life is so damn stressful. So for the ladies, anytime a guy says he's a funny guy, he's not. I've been with guys that said they were funny guys, and I literally rolled my eyes the entire time. And then they say, oh, you have no sense of humor. So how come there are other guys who just naturally make you laugh for no reason? So yeah, the standard thing is such a crucial thing. When you're older, you have higher standards. You also understand standards that are practical. You're not just out there saying, oh my gosh, I want the tallest man in the world, or I want someone who has like 1 billion US dollars. I mean, how many people in real life are you going to meet? So your standards are higher and they're practical. You want someone who you see a future with. Back then I used to think I didn't want kids, but then I realized it was just probably because I was not with the people that I wanted to have kids with. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So you grow and you realize that there's so many standards that you are lowering. You are not even lowering, you had no standard, absolutely. And now you're grown, you see the world for what it is, and you don't want to waste your time. When you're older, you just don't want to waste your time. There is no point of sitting with someone and you don't even like them. I remember one time a friend of mine was like, yo, I was talking to this guy, but I didn't like him. It was like 3 years ago. I didn't really like him because I didn't find him attractive. And then me and 2 other friends of mine were like, Uh, do men have to be attractive? Because you know you're raised to in the society where we are, a man's attractiveness is not on his face. A man's attractiveness is how he takes care of you, how he treats you, his kindness and his wallet, really. That's where a man's handsomeness is. So this other friend of mine who was staying abroad was like, why would you be with someone who's not attractive? And that has stuck with me for the longest time, because you wonder, why am I with this person but I don't want kids? Why am I with this person but I don't want more? And it's because you're just with someone because I don't know if it's a lonely thing or if you just fear of missing out. Because the older I go, I actually don't feel the need to be in a relationship. I feel the need to create connections. I feel the need to connect with people. I feel the need to grow important connections. And it's not necessarily a relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's with strangers, whether it's with a man, whether it's with a woman. I just need something which is quality connections, something which is mutually beneficial. I don't want to just have lousy friendships. I don't want to just have lousy relationships. I don't want to put myself in situations where I regret wasting my time with a group of people or with this man, you know, and that's the reason why I strongly felt like this needs to be discussed. It's probably not as structured as probably the people that I was discussing with could have wanted it to be. But my main point is the reason why relationships are harder is because when you're older, you have better standards. You see through, you know, the BS, forgive my French, and you're more aware, you're more self-aware, you know what you want. You also see someone who's not really there for the right reasons. So it makes it really hard. Even staying in a relationship, you're just like, what am I doing? My life is passing by and I'm wasting quality time with someone who is just not worth my energy. So yeah, that's it. That's the post today. I just wanted to say the reason why relationships are not working out when you're older is because you know too much, you see too much. One time, one of my relatives was like, "Hope, you seem to know guys so well because we're talking, and how come you don't have someone?" And that comes back to my point to answer the question that my friends were asking. I feel like the more you know about certain things, the less you want them. And that's like, for me, relationships. I have met so many people, friends, non-friends, people that I've seen before, and you know this person's relationship is perfect on paper. Then you see them with someone else and it's like, what the hell? So and that is so common. So for me, the more I get exposed to that, the less I'm eager, I guess. It's not something I value my peace of mind. I think in the times that I've been by myself, I felt happier, I felt more peace, I felt less uh chaos in my head, and I'm so grateful for that because I'm evolving and growing into a woman that can be on her own. I don't need to, like I told you before, I used to be a serial monogamist. Like I was always in a relationship because I felt like I needed someone to complete me. But now I'm such a full grown woman, and I just want to encourage every woman to have that spirit. Have a spirit of discernment. Know what's for you and what's not for you, because God gave us the women intuition for a reason. Anyway, happy Women's Day week, and we are probably going to continue with this conversation. I just want to keep my video short, so just follow, like, subscribe, and we'll continue with this tomorrow or any other day when God permits it. Do have a lovely week.